Well, tonight a Yellowhammer report claims hundreds of illegal immigrants have been flown into Alabama, creating quite a stir. The online publication is reporting 7 flights from El Paso, Texas, arrived in Montgomery and Tuscaloosa airports 2 weeks ago, each flight carrying about 200 of those immigrants who snuck over the southern border.
In Alabama, farming is more than just a way of life. It's the state's #1 industry, and until recent years relied heavily on immigrant workers. But 6 years ago, Alabama introduced the country's harshest anti-illegal immigration law, and undocumented workers left in droves.
Nowhere is illegal immigration a more pressing issue than in Alabama. In September, Alabama began enforcing the toughest law in the nation. As written, it requires schools to verify the citizenship of students, and it lets police arrest people who don't have ID.
A special report as we dive into what is a always hot topic of illegal immigration and how it affects us here in Alabama.
While many people believe the country should have an open policy for people to have a better opportunity, others are concerned about what else comes with unsecured borders. CBS 42 News reporter Michael Clark is live in the studio now with perspective from both sides. Michael.
In schools across America, there's a guiding principle for all teachers. Every child, no matter what their immigration status, is entitled to an education. But in Alabama, Hispanic pupils are leaving classrooms in droves, scared off by the state's tough new immigration laws.
Welcome back. A policy that kept immigrants from illegally crossing the border during the pandemic has now ended. Alabama lawmakers say they're worried. Fox 2's Anaya Spraggs has more about the impact of Title 42.
Alabama's tough new immigration law went into effect today, surviving for now a challenge from the Obama administration and others. The law will allow officials to check the immigration status of students in public schools and give the police new powers to determine whether someone is in the country illegally. A federal judge yesterday upheld those key provisions of the law. Mark Strassman is in Alabama with more about this new law and its impact.
New information tonight. We are following up on a Yellowhammer report that suggested a possible influx of illegal immigrants flew into Alabama a couple of weeks ago.
Representative Jerry Carl is weighing in on the news after the online publication reported 7 flights from El Paso, Texas arrived in Montgomery and Tuscaloosa, each flight carrying 200 passengers.
The Federation for American Immigration Reform reports about 91,000 illegal immigrants currently live throughout Alabama.
We're being invaded.
Flight data reviewed by Yellowhammer News showed from June 27th to July 1st, 7 flights left El Paso International Airport, which is only about 4.5 miles away from the Texas border, and arrived in Montgomery and Tuscaloosa International Airports.
Yeah, 65,000 undocumented immigrants make up close to 40% of the immigrant population here in Alabama, according to the Pew Research Center. And a Pelham immigration attorney says that he's been flooded with cases and is fighting to keep families together. But you also have plenty of folks who see deadly violence and cartels and worry that that will creep into neighborhoods right here.
With COVID cases declining across the nation, the Biden administration officially ended the COVID-19 public health emergency last week. But some Alabama officials are worried there will be harsh consequences. The end of the COVID-19 public health emergency also meant the end of Title 42. The policy was put in place in 2020 to prevent illegal crossings over the southern border and prevent the spread of COVID.